Welcome to the Move Blue Ocean Mastermind, okay? And basically this is what the framework is, okay? Everything we do here, we try to have framework, and like you see Justin has a lot of framework: triangle, square, ESBI, what else? Okay, framework is everything, and that's what you will sell to your clients, as in like, hey, fitness is not just about lifting. It's about working out the right way, resting the right way, and eating the right food kind of thing, okay? So remember, framework is everything, because it is tangible so that people can be like, oh, I'm paying 3,000 ringgit, whatever, for this, rather than, so you're a coach, you do PT, Fitcom also does PT, you know? Everyone's the same. Framework is unique to you, and when you have a price, you cannot be compared like apple to apple, right? Because you have framework. Maybe someone else has a square framework, ESBI kind of like framework, right? And therefore it's not apple to apple, right? But most of the time, the ones that are not here don't even have this awareness that, hey, framework is everything that will actually set you apart and potentially make you a lot of money, all right? So just think about this. You don't do this for yourself only. You do this for your future clients, all right? So how many of you have people thanking you because you have helped them one way or the other? How many of you have people? Yeah? All right? And then sometimes it comes as something unexpected. You're like, oh shit, I didn't know I helped that much. And they were like, you helped me so much, you know, I just could not imagine if I didn't have you, blah, blah. But you know what? Let's do more of that, okay? Getting the thank is not so important, but hey, seeing life transform is what's important, okay? So your future clients, you haven't met them yet. But by knowing a bit more of this, you will have the ability to meet more people and to make greater impact. If not, you have the best gift in here, you're just ultimately being kind of like, I'll say selfish, okay? If you have the greatest gift, you don't share by utilizing skills and techniques in marketing, then you're ultimately doing a disservice to the society, all right? Your family, all right? How many of you would do things for your family? The rest, no? Okay, yes. Let them be our biggest driving force, all right? Let them be our biggest driving force. Is it your dad? Is it your mom? Right? Is it your sister? Is it your siblings? Is it your relatives? Your child? Yes. All right? Let them be your driving force. Okay? And your future self. Your future self. Think about it. 3 years ago, of course, I think you guys are doing way better than 3 years ago, right? Right? So when you look back, would you thank that person you are 3 years ago for having gone through, having, you know, overcome everything and having to go through all this hardship, and you learn, you try, you test, and then finally you are here today? Would you thank yourself? Would you? Yes. Good. And now you want to be that person that in 3 years' time, the 3 years self will come back and thank you that are sitting in the seat right here. Okay? All right? You guys excited?
Yes.
All right, 3 years is a long time, trust me. I never planned anything for 5 years, because when you have the mindset to just go, 3 years, you can do so much, all right? Cool, all right, so now, in order to craft a successful project, launch, business, you need to focus on 3 things, okay? Quite often people think, oh, I create a product and it's good enough, people will come, right? That's the ultimate suicide, all right? Because it doesn't work like that anymore. Back in the days, maybe yes, our grandfather time, set up a shop in the middle of town, people walk past and come in. These days is not that easy, okay? All right? You also need to have strategy, okay? If you are sitting in the middle of the city, let's say KLCC, right? Or KL City Center, it doesn't mean that you will sell your stuff. Right? It doesn't mean that you will get people come in. It doesn't mean that people come in will be enough, the amount of spend will be enough to sustain your business. So you need to have strategy, okay? It's really important in year 2021 and beyond, okay? So it's kind of like a roadmap, okay? This is what you should do, 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, okay? Which is what you will learn about a lot today, and a bit of this. And traffic is also important. You have the greatest product, you have the greatest strategy, like, oh, I have, like crazy funnels and copywriting and all that stuff. But if you don't get yourself in front of enough people, exposure, enough people seeing it, then you're ultimately not going to sell anything, okay? All right? So, if you don't have these two, you're broke, right? If you don't have this, you are going to be broke. Your program's not gonna sell, all right? If you don't have this, what are you?
Perceived value.
No. If you don't have a product, but you have amazing strategy, Facebook ads, funnels, you have amazing people paying you money, but you don't have this.
Like you.
No, that means you're a scam, okay? We are not scam, okay? We're not here to scam, all right? Like me. Offer. Right? If you don't have this, you're a scam, right? You go and talk to a bunch of people, take money, and then you don't deliver. You don't have anything. Empty. Kosong. Right? You're a scam. Okay? So you need 3, okay? You need 3, not 2, not 1. You need 3.
Product first.
In fact, you need to have a rough idea first, and then don't go all out and create 100% of it. You can actually create, as you are creating, think about this. Start thinking about this, okay? Where are the people hiding or grouping or scattering, right? Where are they, right? With that in mind, you create, then you are most likely going to get this. This is kind of like the icing on the cake. All right, so basically, this is Bruce Lee, okay, obviously, all right? He said, empty your cup so that it may be filled. All right, so if you come with a cup that is full, I can't pour any more water in. All right, so let's just come in, be open, have your mind being a blank canvas so that you can soak in as many things as you can, okay? All right? Okay, so I will share with you guys the little known, even unconventional mindsets that the top 0.01%, okay? It's not 1%, because that will still be a lot of people, right? How many billions of people, how many millions of people in this part of the world, right? So I'll say it's 0.01%. That's why there are so little people out there that are successful, of the world possessed to achieve maximum 3 I's, okay? Always, 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 whatever you do, especially career or business, think about the impact, influence, and income. You cannot live one without another. Yes, back in the days, we can definitely make money, but no one knows about you, and it doesn't bring any impact to the society. All right, let's say you sell sugar drinks, you make a lot of money, but ultimately you're gonna feel empty, you're gonna feel like a failure because you make no impact. All right, so impact, right, is super important, because when you make a lot of money, but you're not making a difference, you're ultimately going to feel very what? Say whatever you want to call it. Purposeless. Okay. So back in when Steve Jobs was still alive, okay? So he was talking to this CEO of Coke or Pepsi. I forgot his name now, but he was getting paid a lot. Do you know the name? He was getting paid a lot, right? And Steve Jobs wanted him to work for Apple. And of course, he said what? When you're getting paid a lot, and then someone say, hey, come work for me, and they're not gonna pay as much, what would you say?
No.
Yeah, of course, right? It didn't take you that long to answer. You say no, right? So I think it's Chris something. And then he about to walk away, and Steve Jobs say, hey, wait, stop. Do you wanna spend the rest of your life selling sugary drinks? Or you wanna come and make an impact together to the world? So that guy was like, what? Say again? Would you like to continue making millions selling sugary drinks, which help nobody, in fact killing people? Or would you want to come together and make a difference to the world? And therefore, with that one sentence, that one question, he turned around and then he came on to become one of the Apple's top management staff. All right. So ultimately, if you don't have impact, then you're gonna feel really empty, no matter how much money you have. And people that are up there making millions are searching for impact, right? They're searching for it, right? Influence makes it so much easier to basically get people to believe in you and then also buy you, give you the money and opportunity, right? Trust you, elevate you. So income, I believe it will come once you have these two sorted, okay? It will come, definitely. All right, so it's only 0.01% that will have the mindset to think like that. Most people will be like, I want to start a business, Hey, this one can make money Okay, I go do. Right? Have you guys seen people like that? Can make money, man? Can I? Okay, do. Right? Do. Right? And there are also people who are thinking like, oh, it's all about purpose and all that stuff, passion. But they forget about the importance of these two. Therefore, there are these artists that are broke and make no difference to the world in the end. Okay? Right? So how many of you know this guy? Anyone? If you know, just hands up. 1. All right, 2. We have 2 people here. All right, so basically this guy is Tony Robbins, okay? He's about this tall. Yes, about this tall, yeah. Huge, giant. And this is the guy that I would say he made the most profound impact on my ability to start business and achieve crazy things in life, right? It wasn't my parents, right? Even though I just realized recently they are actually quite good at, business and all that. But this guy is a huge influence on my life without me even seeing him, right? 3-4 years ago. But later on, I actually went to his seminar. Okay, right? Judy, you know about him?
Yeah, he
Oh yeah, good. Long time ago. All right, so I went to his seminar. That's huge, right? Like 10,000 people, 12,000 people. Right? Imagine you can be the guy that just stand in front of 12,000 people and just talk about success. All right? So that's him. He got 2 bodyguards. Anyone comes along, they would just like tackle him, right? So they'll be like, no, don't take photos and all that stuff, right? He's huge. Okay? So I'll show you like what it looks like, right? His just for you guys to know like what it's like. It was in Singapore. All right? It's massive. Each person pay about 2,000 to 4,000 ringgit, even more. Okay? So as you can see, a lot of people are looking for a change in life. Okay? And these people are from Russia, all over the world. Okay? Okay. So then, right? So since this guy made a huge impact, right, I want to just spend a bit of time to talk about what he shared and what kind of things that he said that just made me go, oh my God, that is how it is. Then I went and saw results, replicate, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, repeat, and never look back ever since, okay? And then sometimes people are like, how do you do that? I'm like, well, it's all the mindset, all right? Okay, so 80%, let me ask you guys, 80% of success comes down to what? All right, Tony Robbins fan, don't say anything yet. 80% equals, what's more important? Your resources or your mindset? All right? Okay. What is it? What government gives you, what your boss gives you, what your clients give you, economy. What is the most important? Mindset or resources? Mindset. Great, okay. 80% are mindset, okay? And therefore 20% are just kind of like the so-called mechanism, which is your knowledge, the hard stuff, right? This one is the knowledge. What else do you need for you to be successful right here? Knowledge, what else? What else?
Skill sets.
Skills, all right, what else? All right. Anything else? Come on, the more you put in, the more you get out. Knowledge, skills. Sorry?
Teamwork.
So you need a team, yep. You need a people, human, resource, and what else? All right. You need a strategy, all right. What else? You need a
Mentors.
Okay, you need mentors to help you. All right, yeah, of course, you know, ka-ching. And then some people say you need a degree. Sometimes yes, sometimes that's a complete bullshit. How many of you can relate? I need a degree to do that. No. All right. Strategy, money, all right? But quite often, are these the things that actually stop people from doing what they want to do? Or I want to do it, but I don't know how. I'm not from the industry, right? Just imagine Justin say, oh, I want to do M Canteen, but I'm not from F&B. Okay, forget it. Then there will be no 8 ringgit meal for you guys every day. 8 ringgit 40. Get your discount. Oh, I want to start a, you know, what else? Projects, right? I don't know how to get 10 people. I shouldn't do it, right? Oh, I don't have anyone to help me out in the project. You have all of these things that just basically tell you, oh. But in fact, if you focus too much on 20%, all right, you already lost, okay? So the mindset, okay, is kind of like your perspective and all that stuff. Perspective, right? When life happens to you, how do you react to it, right? Life is about 80% of what happens to you, 20% is how you react to it, okay? So people with the mindset that are optimized are going to go way further, okay? So in another words, we can say this, 80% is your ability to be resourceful, okay? Resourceful, right? Remember, you know, your ability to think, to be creative, okay? Can you like, ding off, right? Resourcefulness, okay, is everything. People focus all their attention on the resources, which is, well, kind of like, by now you should feel like, that's dumb. Why would you spend so much time on this before you even start? You should think about this, right? How can I be more creative to solve problems, right? How can I be more diligent? How can I be more unreasonable? Means you do things without giving so much reasons like, oh, it's gonna help, it's gonna be this, my mom's gonna say this, oh, my friend's gonna say this, oh, this is. No, you go ahead with this, okay? So when I realized that he says success is 80% mindset and everything here, right? I went crazy. I'm like, holy shit, that means I can be anything and do anything if I focus on this? And this will come, that's right, this will come, right? Would you guys be quite excited if you don't even need to worry this first, but get ready here, all right? And the reason why I'm sharing you this is not because this has nothing to do with marketing and business and success, and this has everything to do with how successful you're going to launch your projects, right? If you focus on your resourcefulness, your mindset, your psychology, perspective, this will come, all right? So don't let all of these be in the way. Why would you let a 20% just trip you up and you fall and you're like, no, go back to where you were. Focus on this. The internal conversation you have with yourself every day, okay? Sometimes I do a little rewind. Okay, for the last 24 hours, what have I been talking to myself? Oh shit, I've been saying stuff like, I don't know how to. Oh, it's not my thing. Oh, I'm not from this field. Oh, I'm not good enough, all right? I don't have this, I don't have that, all right? Oh, people don't trust me, I don't trust myself. Then I would quickly snap myself out of it and just be like, okay, how can I be more resourceful? Yes, I don't have the way, let us find a way, all right? Cool. So 80% of success is psychology, 20% is resources, is your mechanism, your way, the hard skills, okay? Right? The software, the hardware, put it this way. Resourcefulness, resources, okay? Resources are never an issue that people would think is this, all right? That's why people make millions in pandemics. Why? We all were beaten down equally, but some people were here, all right? They have this game on point. So this is what you need to be good at. Okay, So basically I'll share with you what this guy had taught me, all right? Which I spent quite a bit of money learning and stuff, learning from him, learning from a life coach, which learned from his method. Okay, the 6 life-changing mindset lessons from Tony Robbins that helped me turn unfair situations, unfair, like, you know, how often is life fair, right? Unfair situations to unfair advantages to achieve, right? So 6-pack to 6 figures in 150 days. That means 5 months, all right? And in actual fact, that's also a title of my upcoming book, which I have put on hold for a few more months. Then I'll get back into it. But 6-pack to 6 figures, what I mean by that is, I was a coach, no experience, no marketing knowledge, no nothing, okay? And then started a gym. Within 5 months, 150 days, hit 6 figures. Every month, not just all up. Every month, consistently, every month. Okay, why? It's not because of this. When I look back, I laugh at myself. I'm like, oh shit, you actually like do this? Like, I look at the artwork I designed, oh my god, it's so horrible. Like, I had nothing like this going on, but this one was the only thing I bet on, okay? Let's move on to the next one. I was the underdog to that guy in the industry. So I didn't live in KL my whole life. My parents refused to take me to KL when I was young because they are like, oh, the traffic and all that stuff, even until today. Right? They make a big fuss out of going to KL, even today. I'm like, oh shit, it's only a traffic jam. It's not like Bangkok, right? So with no network, right? No basically connection, no nothing, all right? But again, this thing here, well, everyone was like kind of starting at the same time, or there were some studios started 2 years earlier, and right away, within less than 1 year, right, became that guy. As in like, oh, CJ, oh, that guy, okay, right? Why? Because of here, right? And you guys, we all have this, just that you need to bring it out of you, right? I cannot buy something to put it in. You cannot go and search and put it in. You actually have it in you, all right? Make 10,000 ringgit with the one-day event. That's profit. Not like sales and you have to cut costs. After cutting all the costs, made 10,000. Again, they throw at me the one-day event to organize, and then I ask, you know, my staff, hey, can you guys also help out? They're like, oh no, it's too last minute, blah blah blah. I'm like, fine, forget it. Then I go and find someone else to work together. All right, and I pay them. I pay for everything, catering and everything, and make 10,000. All right, why? I could have just said, I'm sorry, it's too rushed. You only give us less than 10 days to put up an event, like a corporate event. I could have said, oh, you know, like my staff aren't willing to. What else? Team, okay? My staff say they weren't ready, and I can't do this alone. Of course, I couldn't do. Yeah, maybe you should just do it with someone else. But no, I'm like, no, I'm not letting anyone take this. Let me find some other people to help out. Okay, all right. Made 2,100 without doing anything. All right. So that was when again, life throws at you things. You're like, oh my god. And then you say, okay, all right, Richard Branson. How many of you know Richard Branson? Virgin Airline, Virgin Music. Come on, you're a musician, okay? Everything, right? Virgin Record, mobile airline. So he said one thing. He said, when you're asked to do something and you're not so sure how, just say yes anyway and figure out how to do it later. Okay? Say yes and figure out how to do it later. So that's my mindset, right? Say yes and like, oh shit, what did I commit myself into? Then you will be laser focused, right? And then just get it done. Compared to things that you're so good at, people say, hey, can you do it? You say yes, and then you procrastinate, right? You kind of don't put as much effort in, and then you kind of like, oh shit, it's tomorrow. But when you are saying yes to things you're not so familiar with, but you're confident, all right? You have some proven track record, small ones in the past. Then you're like, yeah, I can do it. Then you will find a way, right? Who do I need to get, right? Maybe I need to, ask for more money, right? This. Find someone who is better than me at this thing to help out, all right? So, did 1,000 ringgit in a half hour, sitting at home. doing talks on Zoom to a few employees, and actually talking about topics I love talking about, right? And as you guys know, I love talking, so it's like getting paid to do what you love is quite cool, right? And then there was recently like sold 1.6 million in properties in 3 months without having experience. It's like, okay, all right. Now, guys, entrepreneurs, you guys will be entrepreneurs either in here, you know, like, or in the future somewhere else. But entrepreneurs are the people who are going to go out there, look for valuable problems and make it yours. All right? A lot of people are running away like, no, that's not my problem. Hey, boss, you're giving me too much. That's not my job scope. They're, you know, constantly protecting their own little scope. But I want you guys to employ and just start thinking, go find problems and make it yours and take it personally. Like, I need to solve this. I need to solve this. Okay? Make it yours, even though you don't know how to, right? But that's why you gotta constantly keep learning, all right? So that was the online course here, made 39,000. How do I go online? No idea, right? But I had some previous knowledge, put something together, 39,000, right? And got paid 25,000 to work with top condo developer. Again, hey, can you help us design condo? I'm like, fuck, I never done this before. And I was a bit overwhelmed when they're like, oh, you have to meet with the architect, you have to meet with the engineer, we have to sit in a meeting together. It's like, everything is so new. But I say yes anyway, because as long as I'm willing to be resourceful, right? There's always Pinterest, right? That's my secret. There's always Pinterest, okay? There's always people you can ask around, right? So there's always things that you can actually find out. Hey, how do you do this? How do you do that? All right? But let me ask you, I'm not here trying to just brag all of this, okay? But what do all of the above have in common? All right, give me just 3 things. What do they have in common? Right, the figures are just figures, all right? To kind of like, oh shit, this 10,000 in one day, what the hell? 3 things, what do they have in common?
Short time period.
A short time period, quite unconventional. Like, how do you make 10K in one day event, right? How do you do 1,000 in half an hour, right? Unconventional, right? What else?
They're all different.
They all, yeah, different. All right? It's more like the ability to think, yes, I can do it. All right? The ability to be like, sure, I can do it. Okay, of course, you gotta have a belief system that is so strong that will help you to achieve it. Okay? And what else? One more. What do they have in common? One more. Okay? Anyone? Just yell out. Solving problems? Yes. Yeah, solve problems. Like weird problems as well. Yeah, it's weird problems. Like, I could have just do what I've been doing and I still get paid, but these are none of my business. Like, dude, 25K, I don't, you know, like, it's nice to have, but it's not like I need to do it, right? Pandemic, why do I need to do this, right? It's all problems that, hey, pandemic, I saw that a lot of people were struggling to go transition online. Okay, let me come up with something. Oh shit, I don't know enough. I go learn, apply, saw results, and then, oh, I can teach you this. Okay, so all of these are either requiring a lot of this, okay? Like say yes before you even know, but of course you have some past wins, tiny ones. Okay, secondly, they are weird, unconventional, not like I work 9 to 5 to make 10,000, right? Weird. That means it requires unconventional thinking, right? The mindset lesson, which is what I'm gonna share with you, right? And of course, like solving important problems. Okay, so basically, I want you guys to know that when you learn something, energy is important, okay? Right, how much can you take in when you read a book and you're about to fall asleep? Nothing much. Okay, so Tony Robbins liked to talk about energy so much. Okay, energy is everything. Energy, when you're at your peak energy level, your learning becomes peak. Okay, so he would have this kind of thing during some break time, and then he'll be like, "Let Tony hear you." Right? How does he do it? And then he'll be like, "Let Tony hear you," and then like music's booming, and then that's when everyone is on a peak state. It's like, yes, we wanna, like soak in everything you have. Okay, so basically, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna say move well, live more together. Okay, one time, really loud. Okay, and let me hear you. Okay, are we ready? Justin, you can take the lead. Move well, live more. And you guys can jump off your seat, whatever. Okay. Okay.
Ready?
Are you? Justin, are you ready? Oh. Okay, I heard you. Okay. All right. Cool. So life-changing mindset lesson number 1. Okay. So a bit of what you guys will expect today is we're gonna go through the 6 mindset, because mindset. Hey, why talk about this all day long when you haven't touched this? All right. So everything I do, I always like to, if I was to help someone, it's not about this. I get into the first. It's this. Okay. Because so many people say they want to do things. I say, okay, show me that you are committed, but they just end up doing nothing. All right. So later on, then you learn some bit more of a practical strategy where you can start crafting your offer, right? But not so deep yet, okay? And also you can start to become more aware of how to create a business that will give you an edge, okay? So that there's not much competition issue for you, okay? So for you guys to be sitting here, all right? You decided to be here. Didn't force you, right? It's in your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped, okay? A lot of people think destiny is like if you live in a house with bad feng shui, like you forgot to pray your grandma during Chinese New Year, and she cursed you, and then like something happens, right? You forgot to like pick up a dog when the dog's, like hurting, like karma and shit. But no, it's actually, don't talk about those things that you don't have control over, okay? Because if you want to talk about things that we don't have control over, we can sit here for the entire month, okay? And with a bonfire and talk about that. But we're going to talk about things that you can take charge of. Decision equals destiny, okay? In 3 years' time, you look back. Oh, I made a decision to join this Blue Ocean Mastermind, and therefore, I'm here with my family with a bit more money than usual and with a bit more time than usual. That's your destiny. That's your path. Good on you. Right? If you don't choose to be here, then 3 years will probably look quite similar to now. Okay? So your decision every day, I need to take the project, I need to launch. I need to grow it. That's another decision. Grow. Oh, I need to diversify. Then that's your path, that's your destiny out there, okay? All right? So that's number 1, and therefore it looks simple, it looks like a plain sentence. That's when I was like, that means I have to make some decision right now about what I should be doing, right, to take my life to the next level. Now remember, if you don't take decision, it's still a decision, okay? Because you're ultimately like, okay, I decide to stay and do nothing. It's still a decision. Either way, you are making decision. Either way, you are shaping your destiny every single day, all right? But tiny decision is going to make the world of difference. Okay, number 2, he said it's not the lack of resources, it's your lack of resourcefulness that stops you. Okay, so remember I talked about this. It's not because you don't have enough of all of these, which is the 20%. How is 20% gonna beat you down? It's your lack of resourcefulness. All right, every time you're looking at this and justify why you couldn't do it, then I'm sorry, you shouldn't be in this group. Okay, you should be here. It's your resourcefulness, all right? Find creative solution to problems, okay? All right? Cool. And if you sincerely want to change your life, raise your standards. What changes people is when their shoes becomes must, okay? Number 1 thing I want to say is raise your standard, okay? If, let's say, Gina, you have raised your standard to, let's use numbers as a kind of like, comparison. 2019, for example, your standard of monthly earning was how much? Standard. Something, and you're happy, kind of, right? Yeah, you're like, yay, you know, like, as long as I don't convert to baht, then it's fine. Right? Ringgit is depreciating. But then now you're like, your standard is what? How much? Too humble. 6. 6K is like, okay, you know, like 6K, life is okay. But can it be better?
Yeah.
Right? Can you work less and earn more? Yeah. So that she can, you know, have family time. And so in order for her, she said she wanted to have baby. Did she ask you? No. But she said she wanted to have, shouldn't be that loud. She said, you know, she want to have baby, right? If her standard was 6K still, do you think she would have enough money to like have 2 babies? Right? No, of course. I mean, like if you were, say, just employed in some companies, you can't survive 6K each, right? You have 2 kids or 3 kids, right? You have, you know, all these costs coming up, right? Therefore, you gotta raise your standard to like, okay, I need to make 10K, for example, in order for me to have kids, to have education for them, and all that stuff. That's called raising your standard, okay? And being conscious of like, hey, I need to raise my standard now, right? Not, you're raising your standard not because you are not happy with where you are, okay? You can still be grateful and happy and be like, okay, I can do better. See if I can maximize my potential, all right? So, raise your standards, raise your standard, raise your standards. Okay, what is the standard that you should be raising? Okay, some people go out with anyone, right? That's not raising your standard. That's just having no standards. I'm sure you can relate to that, right? You have friends that anyone that walks is like, hey, what's up? Yep. You know, it's like, dude, you gotta have standard, man. You know, like, you know, raise your standards, all right? Okay, so raise your standards. What changes people is when their shoots becomes must. Right? A lot of people will say things like, oh yeah, I should do a project. Yeah, I should do a presentation. Oh yeah, I should. But that should never come. All right? Because it's kind of like I try. Right? Guys, remove the word try from your vocabulary. You either do or you don't. Okay? I'll do it or I'll do it later. And give it time. Next week, Friday. Don't say I try. I haven't said that for the longest time, okay? So because your word can become your world, okay? What you say will become reality, right? And he said like a lot of people just say shoot. They are shooting all over themselves, okay? So stop shooting all over yourself, okay? Turn it into must, okay? I must do a project. I must do a seminar. I must learn. I must make it a commitment to read every morning. If you want to read, join him every morning, 8:45, around that time, right? He make it a must. It's not like I should. He made it a must, right? Emotion is created by motion, okay? Right? This here, you need to know along the way to your success, okay? If you count on this, right, because you don't have all of this, you're gonna feel shit sometimes when you have 80% of these things gone. You only have like one thing. A team, right? You don't have anything else. And sometimes it lets us down, okay? When people say they want to help you, they don't. And also, you think it's the best program and then nobody takes. So you want to think about how to make your emotion, how to make it so that it's on a peak state every single day, right? And you can come down if you want to, but peak emotions means peak action, right? On the days that you feel so good, you probably do more, right? The day you feel shit, you just don't want to have anything to do with purpose, impact, influence. You're like, fuck that shit, right? You know, when I was sick last month, I'm like, oh, screw all that stuff. Because I was feeling so bad. Like, can't even walk, can't even, you know, like, do anything properly, right? So emotion, think about how you can prime emotion. And with Tony Robbins, he said that by simply moving your body the way you want to feel, okay? If you feel stressed, all right? Start to stand like this, okay? This next slide here, he talks about, in this seminar, in just 2 minutes in a high power pose, like a Wonder Woman pose, all right? Testosterone increases 20%. Stress hormone, cortisol levels decreases by 25%. risk tolerance increases 33%. When your risk tolerance increases 33%, you would be like, yes, I'll do that. It's risky, yes, but I'll do it, all right? And then you have unconventional stuff like making 10,000 per day, right? Testosterone level increases 20%. Testosterone will give you the focus, will give you that energy, the vitality to work, to soldier on for the next few months, few years, okay? If you have it in check. Stress hormone decreases when your intellectual level goes down, when your stress level goes up, right? When your cortisol level goes up, your intelligence level goes down, okay? You make stupid decision. You're like, oh, I'll just do it, maybe because your lack of whatever, all right? But whereas if your stress hormone decreases, then you can think clearer, okay? So everyone remember, don't wait for someone to come and make you feel good. Oh, it's okay. Don't wait for validation and all that stuff. You can feel good anytime you want, okay? Right? What we're sharing here is a lot about taking control back in your hand, okay? So therefore, if you're feeling, now imagine this, you're feeling super stressed, right? And you do 3 times of the Hisham, oh yes, can you do 3 times?
Oh yes.
More energy like what he did on that day, come on, he surpassed you.
Oh yes.
2 more.
Oh yes.
2 more. Oh.
Oh yes.
So that is one way of talking about how motion, okay, can create emotion, okay? If someone just dumped him, okay, his, do you have girlfriend? No. Okay, if let's say anyone ever breaks his heart, okay, even if he doesn't say, no, wait. Even if he doesn't say, hold on a moment, even, okay, you're in peak emotion, do some work. Anyway, even if he doesn't say, oh yes, he's just like, right? Or he's just like, right? You start to have what endorphin happening running through your body, all right? You start to do like burpees. Imagine. No, the funny thing is your body will be like, hey, I thought we were stressed. Hey, you should be like this. You know? But how come you're doing burpees and jumps? Your body will start to be like, should we be stressed still? Or should we not? Right? When in life you have choice like that, that's when things will change, okay? So how many of you know like people that committed suicide, depression? It's because there's no choice. They think, I'm sad. There's no right option. Hey, should you be sad now? Because their body chemistry is full of like stuff that makes them even more depressed, and their psychology is also very much like, you know, not really empowering, okay? All right, so remember, motion creates emotion, okay? All right, and I knew that I can take on any, is that working? All right,
No, it's gone.
so this is gone as well?
No.
Okay, all right, so the rest pay attention here. So if you think that your project, okay, is going to be very, 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 guys, just don't worry about him, let him sort it out, all right? If you think that taking on your project is going to be stressful and all that stuff, don't worry, guys. Just focus on moving the way you want to feel, okay? I've never felt stressed for the longest time after I know this, all right? And I take on many things and I'm fine with it. And people are like, are you stressed? I'm like, no. Because I'm aware that if I want to get out of even if I was to go close to being stressed, I just move, right? Have a boogie dance, like, right? On my own. Allow yourself to have fun on your own, okay? Right? This one here is a big one. There's no failure, only feedbacks, okay? Many people shot themselves in the foot before they even start because, oh, what if I fail? What if I do this? And then this, and then people are gonna judge me, and then I'm gonna lose a bit of money, and then things not gonna work out. Well, the thing is, you only fail when you stop and give up. Right? I say I wanted to launch my book. It's been almost 1 year. I didn't launch it yet. Have I failed? Not yet. Because I'm not going to stop. I'm going to do it, but not just now, not now, in a few months. Okay? I have this Muay Thai online training program which I shot with my friend, put money in there, right? Made 200 USD from it, and I stopped, right? Have I failed? No, not yet, because I'm just thinking about allocating time to work on it, right? But that one doesn't bring as great of a return as whatever I'm doing now, all right? So have I failed in that one? No, of course not, because I'm not willing to give up, right? If you don't give up, you don't fail, all right? And failure is almost like this, okay? Failure is an illusion, right? People kind of like think about failures like, oh, I'm gonna start a project, a business, a launch. Oh, what if people don't buy? What if people don't do this, right? Then you ultimately have this thing called the what? Okay, all right. It's also an acronym for something. You know, acronym is like acronym. It's like, how do I explain? Like F stand for what? E stand for what? A stand for what? R. Okay. So what do you guys think of the acronym of fear? Fear. Acronym. Anyone? Okay. All right. So, wait. Okay. Thank you. You. False. Event. Appearing. All right. Appearing. Real. Okay. Right? How many of you think that sometimes you want to do something, you start to think 10 steps ahead of what might happen? Oh, I want to quit my study, but my parents will say this, then I will not do that, and then nothing gets decided, okay? Right? False event appearing real. A lot of time it's just all here, right? It's not as bad as what you thought, right? Okay, sometimes you have some fear of like talking to someone or confrontation, but at the end it's like, oh my God, it was not that bad, right? So you actually experience fear before you even experience the real thing, all right? So don't worry about failure, there's only feedback. Oh, I launched a program, I got 1 after I tried everything. Wait, did I try everything? No, I haven't. Let me go find out what happened. And then try again. Oh, I got 2, that sucks. Did I fail? No, because I'm still going to keep going. What do I need to learn better? Oh, maybe it's not about my product. It's about the traffic. I don't have enough people seeing my offer. Okay, then you try again. Oh, I got 6 this time, right? There's no failure, only if you just say, fuck it. I failed my last project. Even if Ivan had 1 this round, and he keep going, did he fail? Right? No. Some people might say, oh, he failed because he got 1. But people that are great will not see it as failure. It's like, good job. You know, if he keeps going, good for him. Right? And the ultimate one, the last one, okay, success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. This is the only failure you would get if you pursue money, fame, significance, but inside you're empty, you fail. Right? How many people have big cars, big house, but they're not happy? They're arguing with their partners, right? They have broken relationships, right? They feel like they have all the money in the bank, but it doesn't create impact. It doesn't enlighten them. It doesn't wake them up every morning. Okay, so make sure whatever you do, you think about the purpose. Purpose is for others. Passion is for yourself. All right, and never just think that money, success, fame is the only thing you should pursue. Okay, fulfillment is important. All right, so with this guy, Tony Robbins, he said, success is not about just one thing. It's a science of achievement and the art of fulfillment. The science of achievement is like, oh, what strategy, what funnels, what ad should I use, okay? The strategy, the knowledge, all that stuff. But then once you're successful, do you have the ability to also feel fulfilled at the same time? It's an art. And those kind of arts our school, our family don't teach us to have fulfillment. So you really have to spend time every day to think about, hey, little things can fulfill you, or find things to do that can fulfill you, not others. Fulfill yourself first before others, okay? All right, so we will take a 5-minute break, okay? So for you guys to get into motion, creates emotion. All right, so 5-minute break, and just drink some water, move around, get your energy up. Okay, now, many of you hear this thing, businesses fail, right? Okay, and I mean, fail for real this time is failing. They close down, they kind of like run away, not paying rent, or they owe people money, they fail, okay? Right? In actual fact, you know, or let me pause there for a second. Why are there also gyms that fail, right? You guys also hear gyms that fail and close down, but also gyms that are growing so fast, like Move, right? Why are there gyms that cannot make it, right? Cannot make profit, but why are there gyms within the same area are growing fast, even in pandemics, all right? So it's not actually the businesses. Think about it, all right? And a lot of people were scared of starting something because they hear, oh my God, now it's bad economy. My uncle, sister, son closed down. My friends closed down, right? We're like, oh my God, then let's not get into that business or that business or that business. Well, they fail not because of the businesses sucks, because they're the one that suck, right? People fail. People fail, not businesses, all right? So don't look at something and be like, oh, I don't want to get into it. It's so scary, you know, everyone's closing down. People fail. And then that brings us to the next slide here, okay? Before we talk about strategy and all that stuff, you must be aware that, you know, there are the 3 C's you need to consciously live by, and that's up to you to be your own judge and dictate yourself and guide yourself every single day, right? The three C's you must adhere to become your best self, to become the best for others, your family, your community, your clients, to have opportunities knocking on your doors like the ones I showed you, right? Not all of them I went to find them. They come to me and I'm like, oh, okay, fine, I'll take it, all right? Because of the 3 C's, okay? And you can live with your conscience in check, okay? Right? We all been there. Sometimes we feel like we say one thing, we don't do it, right? If you feel bad, good. If you don't feel bad, then I'm sorry, like you will be the one that blame this forever, okay? If you feel bad, it's good, and do something about it, all right? Because if you don't, then this is you, right? Nothing to do with the business, right? Live with your conscience in check. You can be truthful to your partner, to your spouse, to your kids, to your clients, all right? Okay, so the 3 C's are congruent, consistent, and conscious, okay? This is another framework. All right, a 3C method to get fit. First, you gotta watch your calories. And secondly, you gotta make sure that you have a chef to cook for you. Now, third one, C, you have to have a community, right? So this is another kind of framework. If you are watching this, please take note. Framework is appearing all over your life right now. Even Justin's doing his presentation, it's framework everything, right? It helps to process your thoughts, all right? Because otherwise it'd be like, imagine I stand here, just talk here, talk there, talk north, talk west. You get lost, okay? Can you see it, Judy? Cool. And not conscious here and consistent here is like, there is a sequence. Internal congruency is up to you. No one can be like, hey, you're not congruent, right? Sometimes you can see it, but most of the time you have to kind of like patrol it in your head. Do I really keep my word and just mean it when I say it? Or do I just say it because it just sounds nice? Consistent means like you are, regardless what days, what mood, what weather, you do it, okay? Right? It's 1 a.m. at night, fuck it, you still do it, all right? Conscious means whatever you put out there, you are very aware of, okay, what response do I get? Right? Such as your projects, your marketing. Put it out there, oh, it's good, great. It's not good, oh, maybe I missed out this part, which is telling them about, you know, what kind of thinks they're gonna get, right? Or, oh shit, I forgot to show testimonial. That's why no one's buying, right? Conscious. Because when you're conscious, that's the only time you can start to feel like, hey, I can do something about it. If you're not conscious, right? A lot of people do this. They launch something, they like put out everything, they're like, oh my God, it didn't work. And then they go, no, economy is bad, all right? They think, oh, you know, like Facebook ads cheated my money. Oh, you know, like this and that. They're not conscious of, did I do the right thing, take the right steps, all right? So this one is your internal self. This one is involving others, the market, your target audience, whether or not people are signing up, whether or not people are paying you the money, whether or not people are saying a lot of, I'll think about it, you know? All right, so just break it down, be congruent with what you preach, okay? If you tell your clients, hey, you gotta eat healthy and all that stuff, right? But you spend 3, 4 out of 7 days in a week doing cakes and all that stuff secretly, right? Then don't preach it, right? I don't preach healthy eating because I'm not healthy eating, but I try. But I cannot stick to it, as in like what you guys do, right? Therefore, I don't preach it, okay? Right? Because I know I could not be congruent, I don't preach it, right? When I preach about something about marketing, I also want to make sure that, hey, when I'm doing this for Move, this kind of like say Facebook ads, I need to be congruent that, hey, you say this is going to be important for Facebook ads. Why aren't you doing it? I can easily not do it and nobody will know. But I need to be congruent. Then your conscience, your 良心, the Chinese is a 良心. You know, you can sleep well, eat well, you can be happy. Move more and live more, okay? And also, quite often, right, during pandemic, this is so funny, right? I'm trying to, you know, I have programs, online business coaching, whatever. And then I was like, hey, you know, like telling them that, okay, this is the price of a program, it's about 2,500 to 4,000. But at first I started off as 2,005. And then they're like, oh, it's too expensive. And I'm like, say that again, too expensive. And that's why your clients are not paying you, because they're also saying the same thing to you. And that go in their face, right? They expect clients to come and say, clients, you see the value is so good, it's so gonna help you, blah, 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 it's 2005. They expect the clients to see it's valuable, don't worry about the price. And then when I come and say, hey, it's 2005, it's too expensive. You guys feel that's weird? It's not congruent, all right? It's like you tell your kids that, hey, you gotta work hard, traditional thinking, to be successful. And then when your boss tells you to work hard, you're like, fuck off. It's not congruent, man, right? It's not congruent, okay? So you have to be congruent, okay? If you expect your clients to just throw money at you, how many of you want that? Kind of like that, yeah, throw money at you or flick money, you know, right? You also gotta be willing to do that for other people. Oh my God, you have this, you know, precision nutrition level 1. Have you guys heard of that course, for example? Right? It costs like 3,000, 4,000 ringgit to get the whole set of certification. So expensive, but I need it to go to the next level in my nutrition coaching. Okay, throw you the money. All right, don't be that cheap bastard that just want cheap and expect your clients and your prospect to pay you money without even thinking. Okay, so that's the biggest thing I hope you guys can realize, right? If you're cheap, your clients will be cheap. If you're willing to spend, your clients will be willing to spend, right? I made all that 10,000, 1,000, 5,000, whatever. It's because I also have spent a lot on my own as well to invest, to learn, right? Then I attract people that will pay me 2,000 to do nothing, and you know, like 10,000 per day, right? Because I have also spent a lot elsewhere to learn to grow, okay? So I'm congruent, then therefore, don't know if you believe in law of attraction, you just attract people that just come in and pay you a lot, okay? All right, without even asking for price sometimes. They just say, hey, we want this project done. And come to you, they don't even think about quotations, right? basically another thing is this: we always tell our clients, all right, to get out of your comfort zone, right? Come on, you gotta push harder next week, this week, or that, whatever. But are you doing the same for yourself? Not just in fitness, but also your life, family, relationship, career, business, finance, all right? So when I was 4 years ago, I was a coach, all right? And every session with my clients, I'm like Tony Robbins. You can do it. Believe in yourself, right? Right? Come on, push it. Come on, man, gotta push it this way. Clients say, no, I can't. No, you can do it. I believe you can. Oh, yeah, you did it. But then I went home and like, okay, so am I doing anything for my life, career, business? Or am I gonna just be this motivational trainer at a gym and go home and do nothing about myself? So that's when I decided, you know what, I need to do something for myself. Otherwise, again, I'm lying to myself. I'm just a cheerleader, motivational speaker, go home. I was self-defeated, okay? So that kind of life I don't want to live, therefore I decided to do a lot. So I hope by what I just shared, it can really awaken some of you to be like, okay, how can I transfer my discipline, what I preach to my clients, and use it back on me, on the areas that I suck at, right? Our clients suck at maybe squat with barbell, right? We help them to go through. What if we can use that to also help ourselves in maybe making more money or get more clients or successfully launch a project, all right? Cool? And the biggest thing is self-awareness. No one can teach you that. It takes time. Self-awareness is basically, okay, self-awareness, okay? It's basically, okay, imagine awareness. This is you, okay? All right? This is you. Then you have the ability to step out and then look back into you, right? Or come up here and look from this angle. Or from here, you look from this angle, all right? And vice versa. That's self-awareness. Oh my God, do something and then stop. Is this serving my purpose? Is it aligned with my life? Is it congruent with what I say? Okay, all right? And then decide to whether to make it better, to work harder, to work smarter, and then to make it more exciting perhaps, okay? So you gotta have this thing here, self-awareness, because sometimes if you let someone catch you, sometimes it's too late, all right? And that's not a good thing. Now, companies all have mission and vision in life, yes? Companies, right? What is the mission of Move?
To help people to get by.
People, like anyone that walks, or who?
Help the society. Urban peace.
I think you weren't at the vision sharing. I know you know.
You don't know.
To help give chance. And Gina doesn't know, you don't know. You're about to learn. Come on, you come on. Okay, game over.
Everyone maximize their potential.
Not everyone. We don't want to have anyone. Overnight.
Their potential.
Okay.
By moving well and moving more and eating well.
Yes, approve?
The order to move well, through exercise or movement, in order to maximize their potential to live more. And then recently we also added eat well, eat well.
Cool. Okay. So you also have to have one for yourself. Okay? Have one for yourself. All right? Otherwise, you would just be going through life, don't know where you're going. Have one
For yourself.
for your personal,
Life or for your project.
for yourself. Then the project can be another thing, but it's quite aligned as well. All right? Okay? Yeah. So, yeah.
How do you foster self-awareness?
Self-awareness, first of all, what you want to do is, okay, are you guys listening? Okay. Self-awareness is knowing that nothing is right or wrong. That's the first step, right? Having the ability to look at something, to look at yourself with no judgment, first step. Because if you keep making yourself wrong all the time or good all the time, then you're gonna have a very biased action, right, as an outcome. Right? Some people are very victim mindset, right? Everything they do, oh my god, like you say this, you don't like me. Oh my god, my boss said that to me. Oh my god, fuck this shit. I hate my life. They aren't able to be like, no, there's nothing wrong and right about this situation. This is what happened, and then your boss just said this to you, and he didn't mean that he hated you. So what can you do about it? You're gonna go back to your boss and say, boss, I got it. Can I learn more from you? Or you're gonna have no self-awareness, judging every single way and be like, fuck my boss, fuck my life, fuck my parents, right? And then forever you're gonna be that track of playing a victim. Then you get into a relationship, oh my god, I'm so not loved. They didn't text me for 2 hours. Right? So you have to have no judgment, ability to do that, right? Notice how sometimes you argue with someone, or maybe that person is yourself. The person will be like, oh, so I'm wrong lah. It's like, dude, it's like, no, I'm not trying to make anyone wrong. It's just discuss, right? So you're right lah. That's not my point, right? So we are gonna be better. We're gonna be doing ourselves a favor. Do not have, watch yourself through a lens of non-judgment. Non-judgment. No right or wrong. Be like, okay, all right. Is this empowering you? Right? Right? Is it inspiring you? Is it ascending you? Is it aligned with what you want to do? That's it.
So we need a healthy lens towards ourselves.
Yeah.
Filter. But I guess the other part is we really need to interact more with people to get feedback.
Yeah, and
to foster self-awareness.
Yeah, and really just listen to feedback. Some people say, hey, we're open to feedback, but they hear it with a bunch of filters, right? Yeah. So just really mean it when you say, hey, I want to receive feedback. Okay. Oh shit, I suck. Okay. Let me do something about it. Okay? Does it answer your question?
So, but there's a balance, like not trying to be too hard on yourself, but yet not too dismissive of everything.
Yeah, it's definitely an art and does take time, right? You don't get it on the first time, right? Sometimes you might go to the extreme of everything's fine, everything's okay, and then you're like, shit, everything's crumbling down, all right? Or you're like, so you have to, it takes time for you to kind of like a weighing scale, you're like fine-tuning, and then like add more salt here, add more sand here, and then finally it just balances out. Okay? Got it? Okay? All good? So that's congruence, okay? Right? Not many people have it, that's why sometimes things get weird and crazy with other people. All right, be consistent with what you preach, okay? So your branding, right? If you're launching your projects and everything, all right, personal or your business, make sure you know that social media is everything of how people perceive you these days. If you are, actually doing social media, right? Most of my people are living in KL now, friends and whatever. They don't get to see me here, of course. But whatever I put out there, it's going to build the way they see me, right? So be consistent. Be consistent with your personal brand, with your business branding, okay? If you are talking about, I want to help elderly, for example, and then every day you're posting videos of you lifting heavy shit barbells with like 50 kilo, squat on your back. It's not consistent because your business, you're targeting like elderly, but you're going out there and showing something else and people will be confused, right? One moment you are motivational, another one is like fuck pandemic, right? Then that is not going to be going so well for you. That's why I said businesses don't fail, people fail, all right? When you hear people that say, oh, he failed business because of bad economy, or because competition, because of this, you go, wait a moment, let me look at your stuff. Then you'll be like, nah, business don't fail, you fail, right? Because you're not congruent, you're not consistent, right? Stand for, okay? Be consistent with what you stand for. Be consistent, all right? Again, like I said, if you believe that healthy eating is the way to go in life, and you go and eat cakes and talk about, you gotta have balance, and yes, it's okay to get away with it sometimes, Chinese New Year, but then if you do that every week, people will be like, but you still eat cake. Oh, no. Yeah, you still gotta have life. Then I'm confused, like, What are you trying to preach? What are you trying to preach? Like, stand for something, okay? And the rest, let someone else do it. Cakes and all that stuff. Other trainers might be like the lifestyle trainers, right? You can eat that, all right? Be consistent with efforts. Bad days, bad weather, bad mood, bad whatever environments, just do it, okay? 11:45 p.m. New Year's Eve, I was like working on putting Yana and Faris' face in the landing page. Why? Because it doesn't matter when it is. Consistency is everything. If I live by that, it made my night, right? I can be feeling good because I was consistent, and it was the last few minutes of 2020. I didn't have to sit there, get drunk, and count down. You know, as long as I feel that, hey, look, I can fulfill what I set out to fulfill, then that's all that matters. Standard, whatever standard you set for yourself. Let's say Gina say 10K, yes, I need it, you know, to make sure kids, whatever. Then you're like, 6 months later, you're still making 6, 7K. It's okay lah. Then you're not consistent. You say one thing, and then maybe you might hit 10K 1 month, and then the rest is like 7K, 8K, 6K, 5K. Then you're not consistent, okay? All right, cool? Last one is be conscious, okay? These are the different things that you need to know. Now, the consciousness is with external factors, people, the market, all right? Now, the guys, okay, one thing that you must learn when it comes to business and marketing is like you are responsible for their response, okay? So many people blame it on the consumers, prospects, and market, like, oh, they just cannot afford, oh, you know, like, the economy is bad and all that stuff. Yes, there is certain truth to it. I don't dismiss that it's completely wrong, but always look back on, oh, what is my pitch like? Why are they resisting? Why is there nobody taking on this offer? Why am I this? Well, what can I do better? Okay, maybe I'm talking about too much the dry stuff. Can I just make it a bit more emotional, right? So always be responsible. Okay? I believe that if the market is not responding well, it's not their fault yet. And you can make it their fault and nothing change. That's a fact. Nothing changed. You make it their fault. They just cannot afford. People are entitled. They want free stuff. They want cheap stuff. You can say that, but it doesn't move anything. It doesn't change anything. But what if you can say, no, okay, I want to take responsibility for their response. They're not responding really well. Okay, maybe it's just maybe I'm coming across too strong, right? Maybe I haven't built the tangible value for them to see, feel, and touch, and I'm asking for this money, right? Maybe they haven't seen enough value yet. Maybe I don't describe the value in a way that is relevant to their pain. Oh shit, there's so many things that you can be responsible for it, right? Okay, there's a research or study done where on a landing page, the difference of one word made a whole world of difference. One word, all right? So the word, the first version was this: get your free trial now, okay? And then it's like the response wasn't that good. And then they changed, get your free access now, and the sales went up. So, there's so much that we can do. Even sometimes one word can make a whole world difference. From that study, I'm like, shit, that's so powerful. That means I have 1,000 things in my hands I can have control over before I run out and blame people, right? Okay, so get free access. And the latest one I learned is like, activate your free membership now. Something like that. Rather than saying, click here to get free trial. Activate your free access now. It's cool, right? You know, you already see the word activate is like you paid for it, and then you're gonna go and log in and set up your password, right? But then it's like activate your free membership, free access now. It's like, oh, that's quite cool, right? Or rather than saying these stuff are going to be blah, 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 and it's free, right? Let's say you have some lead magnets or something that in exchange for the email, you give them something, right? Sample, whatever, right? Some people have said that, you know, I mean, in their copywriting, they will say things like, get all of these without paying a single cent. when they could have said, get all of these for free. Get all of these without paying a single cent. All right? And then another one I saw was like, this guy was selling something for $7. It's an online kind of thing, right? $7 as a front end offer and then upsell later, that's for sure. He say, all you need to pay is 7 $1 bill. See the difference? I mean, I don't know what difference it made, like huge, but a lot of our buying decision is subconscious, all right? Right? Nobody wakes up thinking like, oh my God, I need to buy it. It's all of these things that make it sound very nice, very easy, very like, I'm already there without even having to pay it, right? Click here to get your for 7 $1 bill. Oh, it's $1, but they forget about 7, all right? Rather than $7, you see that everywhere. Oh my God, you know, too much, okay? So there's so many things you can take responsibility for. If you don't get the sales for your project, please don't beat yourself up. Please don't beat other people up and blaming yourself. Look at your things, all right? Remember, one word can make a difference, all right? Look at how people done successfully, all right? Being conscious of it. Don't just be like, oh, they made it because they have more fans, they have more money, or they started 2 years earlier, or because they had experience. No, that's fine. But look at how they do it, right? I do a lot of screenshot, and then on Samsung you can screenshot like the whole thing, right? For like the whole page. But I think Apple, you can do it. I would just study what they do, okay? Study what they do, and then implement, all right? What? Sorry? Oh, yeah. I have so many screenshots. I call it like website hack. Sometimes I see that, oh, this is so cool, screenshot, right? Screenshot their emails when they send it to me. Oh shit, it's so powerful, screenshot the ads, screenshot the website, screenshot everything, right? The codes, like, why did they do that? Oh shit, they're digging the pain. Why did they do that? Oh, they're building up perceived value. Oh, why did they send this email now? Oh, because they are prepping me to buy something later on. Oh, I can learn that, okay? And understand, right? Zoom out, zoom in, whenever you do something, right? Come out, come in again, work, come out, come in again, all right? Be conscious of when to stop and come out with, look at it, look from the side, okay? And go back in again, right? Conscious of your positioning in the market, right? If you are talking about heavy powerlifting for a 5-year-old, obviously it's not gonna work, right? Or 70-year-old, obviously it's not gonna work. Positioning is everything, all right? Being in Malacca is a bit tricky because the population size is not that huge like KL, and the awareness level of people in fitness is not that high. So sometimes if you talk about too advanced stuff, it doesn't work, right? You might have to just scale back a little bit and talk something a bit more general. Strength training, you know, bone health, strength, endurance, muscles, rather than going straight to like, hey, powerlifting, okay? Positioning is everything. In KL, you can go straight to powerlifting, but in here, you can, but you will spend a lot of time cracking your head, all right? Okay, you can, all right? So your vibe attracts your tribe, all right? So don't think about dominating the whole market, the industry, sorry, all right? Just think about the market that you're trying to serve and dominate that. How do you do that, right? A lot of times it's your, you know, again, like if you speak their language, if you know that their awareness level is not so deep, then just speak their language, all right? Okay? Don't you worry about, hey, there's people more famous, more followers, more experienced than you. Everyone has an equal chance. People that would train with Hisham will not train with me. So different. People that would train with Gina will not train with Faris. Okay? There's no competition here, right? But you have to be really clear with what your vibe is and what kind of tribe you want to attract, right? If you're not consistent, if you're not congruent, your vibe is all over the place, right? Like a lot of social media of some coaches, all over the place, all right? The vibe is like good vibe, bad vibe, complaining vibe, inspirational, right? So you have to be super clear with your vibe, all right? So basically, we're gonna touch on a bit of this. Okay, we got 20 minutes left, all right? So the first thing to know what your vibe is, kind of, right? We will not go so deep into like identify the deepest vibe you have, but it comes down to this. Okay, how many of you know the DISC? You know finally. How many of you know final? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, cool. And you have to be really clear with which one you are, right? How many of you don't know DISC? Okay, okay, cool. So basically, you can see businesses, all right? All businesses are one or the other. All brands are one or the other, all right? Let me give you one example, okay? People that buy Mercedes-Benz and people that buy BMW, are they different people? Yes. People that buy BMW will be like, oh, why would you go buy that kind of car? It's for old men, right? People that buy Mercedes-Benz, they're like, oh my God, you young boy, you know, like, why are you buying this kind of car? It breaks down easily. Oh, actually, they both break down easily. Because D is more BMW, right? I is more Mercedes-Benz, and maybe a crossover of I and C, you know, like, you know, quite often you see a lot of like, very, very, you know, factories boss, you know, they would somewhat fall between I and C, I and S, you know. You know, someone that's 35-year-old, the guy from Treble, you know, it's like, you want to look good, he's young, right? Right, successful, right? And he drives a BMW, right? And then he will be more of a here, right? And then maybe a bit of one of these, okay? Or D and I, but will be more dominance here. People that buy Nissan will be where?
Steady.
Steady, all right? Gets me from A to B, it's okay. Huh? Toyota, where?
Steady.
About here and there, right? I can get spare part easily, practical, right? I can, anytime I want, there's always spare part, it's cheap, all right? Resale value is good, right? This is what resale value is shit, man. After 1 year, you lose 60K if you try and resell or more, right? But these guys don't give a shit about resale value. They don't care how tough it is to get spare parts. They don't care how expensive it is to get a, you know, the Mercedes-Benz S-Class, the headlight one is like, how much? 10,000 ringgit. Headlight. The engine, the battery or something, is like 100, 200K. They don't care. Yeah, they don't care.
Range Rover is which one?
Which series? Because they have like family more, and then they have this, you know, the one that, I'm not so familiar with those cars. You tell me which one.
I don't know.
I'm guessing that
I think it's I, because if you can buy Nissan SUV, why would you buy Range Rover? Right? So Range Rover will be I, right? I or D. It would not be here because Range Rover is not cheap.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly. Okay? Now, Toyota and Honda. Again, people that buy Honda will not buy Toyota. People that buy Toyota don't care about Honda's performance and look. Right? Pang An's car?
Honda.
Honda what?
My car, Toyota.
Yes. She said that with a vengeance. Fuck that shit. What car is that? Accord, right?
No, Civic.
Civic. And then he did the body kit and make it look like he's going for a race, right?
and then you drive a motorbike.
Yeah. So see that? Like Toyota, Honda Civic, right? The latest one looked like, whoa, you know, like look like Batman car a bit. There's a difference, right? In that mid-tier level, they're not Bentley, but there's still a difference. Honda, Toyota, or Honda, Toyota, okay? All right? People that drive Honda, right? Their personality is like people that drive BMW. Now, let's say in 5 years' time, actually 3 years. We don't talk about 5 years, too long. 3 years' time, Pang An worked really hard and smart. He built a successful business. And he's about to upgrade his car. What car would he buy? Mercedes or BM?
Yeah.
There you go. Because he's always here. Alright? And let's say And let's say you suddenly make 5 million ringgit, all right? You have some spare cash to buy a new car upgrade. Would you buy BM or Mercedes? Yeah, or like Volkswagen. You know, like, would you buy, which one would you buy? Have a think about it tonight. Let's say you have, I forced you to buy a car. Like, otherwise, this money, I take it back. Not BMW. Yeah, because you're not this.
Yeah.
Right? Pang An will buy BMW.
Yeah, I buy SUV, family car.
Yeah. So okay, so now you get it, right? If you don't stand for anything, like how many of you know
Mine is a Super S.
Super S?
Yeah, Super S.
Really?
Yeah.
Or in his work,
Yeah, it is.
right?
Personality lah, Super S.
Yeah. I also know like people who are Super S but don't have a Honda Civic that look like Batman car, right? So at some point, right? Let's say
And he already regret to buy the
It's
Honda Civic.
why is any Honda?
Why?
Maybe he want change to Toyota. Yeah, Toyota.
Oh, he's just jumping sides. Okay.
It's everywhere.
Okay. All right. So now there's another car called Volkswagen, right? Now, huh? Volkswagen? C. Okay.
Depends which model also.
Yeah. So
TI would appeal to the eye.
so Volkswagen, their positioning is not very clear. You guys feel that? It's like, why would you spend that money to buy Volkswagen? It looks like anything else, the Nissan, you know, like why would you spend extra and go through the hassle of, oh, no spare parts, right? Their positioning is not as clear as BMW, right? Or Mercedes, or Bentley.
Because this is their positioning.
No positioning is their positioning.
Confused.
Yeah,
They're targeting the confused.
yeah. And what about Kia?
Oh,
It's like, why would you buy a Kia? It's like, why? Renault.
Volvo, what about Volvo?
Yeah, those cars are, you know, like,
Volvo is very S.
S, right?
Yeah, I think
yeah, very ass. People that cannot.
own region.
Okay,
Volvo is my
okay. Let's say S.
own
Okay. Let's say in okay, let's say people that buy Mercedes-Benz are like these two, I and S, okay, right? And then people that buy Volvo are, let's say you guys just say S. So it sounds like someone cannot afford Mercedes and go and buy Volvo, right? So, or actually, what car was that? Just now we say Volvo, is it? Okay. So you don't want to be Volvo, as in like someone can't afford something else, they come to you.
Which is what Volkswagen is.
Yeah.
The in between.
Yeah, in between, like, because someone can't afford the high end, they come to you. Okay? So you don't want to be like those guys. You want to be strong, just because people come to you because, oh, you are calm, you're all of these, right? So I'm going to give you some example. Okay? Businesses, gyms, okay? So hopefully you can also relate to maybe F&B, look at their social media and stuff. All right? So this is Rumble Boxing. All right? So as you can see, like, basically everyone is quite like ready to punch each other. What would they be? Okay, what would they be? What would they be?
D.
Yeah, D? Okay, everyone agree?
Yeah.
Yep, cool. Because they are so strong with their direction, they keep going with this kind of vibe. They attract the same kind of tribe. And as a result, they grew until someone bought them over for $500 million. Valuation, that was 2 years ago, right? 200 million, was seeking 200 million, and then they got 500 million valuation, right? So they are now also owned by Equinox, which is like a huge gym, right? So this playground, in this case, is a very different vibe than this. Which one would it be?
I.
Yes, Okay, we're just gonna go through this really quick. Okay? Alright, so this is different than this. Alright, this one is like, you know, a bit trendy, a bit like they just wanna punch something. And this one is like, hi guys. Alright? So we're gonna work out. Alright? Okay. Then with this one here, okay, Ultimate Performance, you can all check their social media. It all looks very different, which is something I shared with him yesterday of how our social media should look like. Now with Move, okay, Move, which one? Move Fitness.
D. C.
D, C,
C.
C.
D. C.
Okay,
C. D. C.
right.
Wait, I think CS.
Huh? E? What? CS. Okay. By the look of the social media, unfortunately, that we have to judge by that, not what we think. What would it look like now? Hey?
Recently, I.
D would look like this one. That means half of us will be naked.
It's not
No tattoo.
It's not the naked.
Next month will be
what the whole, what, why,
3 months later.
if I look at the move, what I show that
Those are like the all green,
you don't really smile, you're all like very tough, like I know what business I'm going to give you something.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so so basically, I would say, okay, look through the social media, okay, and then you can basically let me know in the chat, right? So what I feel like is at the moment is quite I, okay, and we talk a lot about results as well, and C, all right. D will be a lot like Tribe Boxing in KL, all right. Just very aggressive, like, you know, like everything is like, yeah, you know, first, right? They never talk about results, and they never talk about so much about this kind of stuff. Okay, all right. So this is another example of Super Ultra C. Okay, C. Remember, C is this detailed, practical, results driven. Okay, this is Ultimate Performance. Right, they charge about 200 something Sing dollar per hour for PT, right? And they pay that PT like really low, so like they pay them like $40, but they charge $200 per hour, okay? And then basically they have to make their clients to commit to 3 to 4 times per week. If less, they don't take, right? Results driven, okay? So basically, per client will pay 2004 per month just on PT, Sing dollar. All right, but why? Because people know that people that go here won't care about this, won't care about this. All right?
I guess those are CrossFit.
CrossFit, yeah. See, wait, this one,
No,
D.
not this one.
Now, if you talk about D, right? CrossFit Malacca, Fit Track, is more of D.
Oh, I don't follow, sure. Is that-
Yeah, CrossFit, you know, it's all about can you smash 100,000 reps?
I'm thinking yeah, this is more of CrossFit.
Oh no, it's a personal training gym. No,
Oh, but
yeah, personal training, one-on-one. Yeah,
but they will be probably targeting CrossFit kind of.
no. Just people that want CrossFit community based, and also very much like, hey, I wanna do 1,000 reps today. But people that come here, high executive pay, just wanna get in shape, and also just want personal attention, just want results. Yeah, and it's one-on-one, very individualistic, right? They don't care about community, they don't care about looking cool, right? Having such a lot of tattoo, right? So I want you guys to think like for your own, of your, let's say your project, how do you want it to look like, right? How do you want it to look like? There's nothing wrong with any of them, all right? As you can see, everyone excel. Just don't be Volkswagen. Neither here, neither there. Don't be Malaysia Airline.
Do you think Proton is moving towards DI?
Oh, yeah. Good design, yeah.
Because Produa is just dominating the CS.
Yeah, so then Proton is moving up, which is good to see. You know, finally X70, X50 looks very good. Okay, so have a quick decision which one you want. With move, we have to be really clear. Okay, Justin and the team, where are we heading to?
C.
C. Here.
Yep.
Okay? All right, cool. Detailed, practical, results driven. All right? So,
C and S lah.
C and S, loyal, calm.
But C, very C.
So that means M cube kind of promoting thing will not take a front seat. Okay, cool. All right.
Like come to gym lah.
Ooh, a few more minutes left. Okay. Okay, now we have this thing called the 6 human needs. Okay. Now, right now I'm not sure. I'll send you guys the link, and that will be what's gonna finish up for today, and we'll carry on next week. Okay. 6 human needs. I'm gonna send it to the group chat, and I want you guys to take the next few minutes to talk about it. To do the test, okay? Hang on a second. Do you have a link last time I sent to you?
Yeah, you.
My phone's in the pocket.
Quiz. Oh yeah, true. Okay. Okay, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming.